Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run, and today it's yet another part of the Festival of Fae. It's standard Cascade. Now let's go over the reasoning behind the ban list, but key part is a lot because okay, let's talk about what the emblem does first. First off, if you remember the Cascade mechanic of old, it's similar to that. So here, your first spell, you cast it, but it doesn't resolve just yet. You'll exile top cards off the library until you exile a non-land card with a converted mana cost less than that spell. So let's say I cast Rimrock Knight, for example. Here, this is 2 CMC. I will look at cards off the top of my library until I find 1 CMC spell, probably a Shock, probably a Ginger Brute. I'll get to cast that, then my Rimrock Knight dissolves. Interesting enough, because of the adventure mechanic, there is a bit of an interesting interaction. First off, remember you can cast Rimrock Knight for 1 mana. It's special within its adventure half that gives target creature +2/+0. It's actually no, it doesn't quite work with this one, but what it does is that it makes some certain cards interesting here. So you notice that Fae of Wishes is here, Flax and Intruder is here. Basically, these two cards have adventure halves that cost more. But it doesn't matter to Cascade. What happens is, it sees the Fae of Wishes, it has a converted mana cost of 2. Let's say I cast a Realm Cloak Giant. I flip this up. No, that's a bad example. Let's say I cast a Lovestruck Beast. I flip this up, it has a CMC of 2. I can cast this half even though the cost of this is 4 mana because it already saw this card. I can cast this card regardless of which half. That's why you'll notice Fae of Wishes is banned. Flax and Intruder is also banned. I'm kind of miffed because I thought I figured this out, but well, let's be fair. They figured it out too. That said, Deafening Silence is out because if it flips over a non-creature spell, no bueno. Rule of Law, same reason, because you've already cast one spell. You can't cast the second spell that comes off Cascade. Lavinia, same reason, because you're not spending mana. Teferi, because it interacts with this. You still have to cast a spell off the stack, but there is a spell on top of the stack, so nothing gonna come out. Lucky Clover, because you can. Because say I flip one over, I cast it for the adventure half. Guess what? I'm gonna get the other half too. And Field of the Dead, because Field of the Dead. That said, I do have a few fair versions, sort of fair. So the general idea is to control the CMCs that you're flipping up. Like you notice that I top out at 4. Most of my stuff are 2-drops. So if I say cast Bone Crusher Giant, hold on. So let's say I cast Bone Crusher. I actually need to test this out. So if I cast Bone Crusher Giant as is, I will flip up one. I'll hit all these 2-drops, or I could hit the Shock. That said, if I cast the Stomp half, I'm guessing I'm gonna hit Shock anyway. Same with say if I cast any of these 2-drops, I'll hit Shock. But that said, I do have plenty of 3-drops, like Chandra's a good 3-drop. Light of the Stage is a 3-drop, despite the fact that I can cast it for Spectacle at 1 mana. Same thing with Skewer the Critics. I can cast it for 1 mana, it's a 3-drop, I will flip up a 2. That said, these are a bit conditional. I originally had a Cavalcade build around this, but actually a Cavalcade build's not so bad, especially if I'm gonna run Stomp, because if I cast Stomp, I'm gonna hit a 1-drop anyway. So a little change of plans. I'm gonna keep the 7 Dwarves here because it's a bit more unique. That said, if you're not too keen on this, I cut the 7 Dwarves. Just fill out the Ember Haulers. I'm gonna cut some of the Ember Haulers. The catch is you usually want something that you don't have to be attacking. I guess I could cast Redcap melee. I don't need that many lands to begin with. Scorch Spitter is always good here. I guess we'll do that instead. We're not a Cavalcade deck, but being able to get guaranteed damage is not so bad. In fact, we'll fill this out. The Steamkins are probably a liability, so it's either Shock or Scorch Spitter. I'm going to edit. You're actually seeing the list right now. I'm going to edit that quite quickly. And we need another card to fill this out. Embred Shieldbreaker is a possibility. I'll just leave one copy and we'll probably end up adding more. But that said, yeah, Torbrand will flip up any of these, not too bad. But the key part is these spells will pretty much flip up, give us either a dwarf, will pretty much give us a dwarf most of the time. Otherwise we get Scorch Pit or a Shock, not too bad. Hopefully we cast some of these early enough so we can thin this out. So we're hitting dwarf after dwarf after dwarf, so we might get a good mass of dwarves. That's the game plan. So I'm gonna go done with this. Yeah, we actually have to choose the deck. I have another deck prepared, so we'll go with that soon, but let's just do a quick edit of this. So yeah, Steamkins are out. Steamkins are replaced with Scorch Bitters. And let's see. Okay, I need to take a look again. I'm very sorry. What did I cut here? Okay, Scorch Bitter, Shock, 1 Shield Breaker. Yeah, so I did cut the 2 Ember Haulers. And I probably spelled that wrong. Yeah, it's Emberet. Okay, yep, there you go. Not Emberet, 7 dwarves. Yeah, that's the updated list. We'll go with that. Lands are very simple. Single copy of. Lands are very simple. Few Dwarven Mines for utility. Single Castle Emberet. Otherwise, not too much deviation. I guess an argument could be made for cutting like the Emberet for Ember Hauler. That would be not too bad. So okay, we'll see something here. So I'm definitely keeping this. So Mountain Scorch Bitter, fingers crossed. This is the other plan, but oh, it looks like our opponent's on the Cauldron Familiar plan. Probably should have a copy of. Probably should start putting Tybalt. Yeah, once upon a time it's gonna be so broke. I'm just surprised they didn't, cause well, it guarantees a 1-drop, but the thing is, if your 1-drop is either Cauldron Familiar or an Oven, you're good to go. That said, Scorch Bitter, we won't flip any, and it's the first spell, so it flips through everything. Opponent knows I do not have a 0-drop, which also means I'm probably gonna sacrifice the Scorch Bitter attack. Get the light up the stage, flip something big, then cast Shock afterwards. Yeah, especially since there's a boost. So you'll notice, yeah, we're gonna see that a lot. Well, that's a food token, so this is probably the Oko plan. We need to keep the Sling Fire. Okay, let's attack first. We're gonna give up the Scorch Bitter. That's fine, because the damage is done already. So we're gonna light up the stage. So it's a tree, so it costs 3. So yeah, I missed the Chandra, but I get the dwarf. So there's another one in hand, but I'm just gonna shock this now. Opponent could have, wait, for blue, single blue? No. Mystical Dispute costs 3. Opponent's gonna sack that and get the Cauldron Familiar back in. Sure, why not? So next turn we can do Sling Fire for something bigger. Opponent flips up Once Upon a Time, which is okay. It's actually quite good. You don't want to be spending 2 mana. So this will either be a 4 or a 5. He's probably gonna just oh, he's going for the aggro plan. So with that in mind, I can give up on casting this 7 dwarves, because right now I have 1 Shock and 1 Scorch Bitter down here. It's 50-50. It's exactly 50-50 if I hit shock. I really want to hit shock here. Because if I don't, I'm gonna end up casting Slaying Fire. You know what? Let's just Slaying Fire Oko. Opponent's in Sultai, but he's not gonna get any black mana anytime soon. We did flip up a shock. Probably should have gone for it. So that was a bit overkill.
You're a tricksy one.
Yeah, we'll keep taking hits for a while. So we'll lose the 7 dwarfs, but that's okay. We'll get the dwarf off the mine. We'll probably play Torbran. Or we could just play another 7 dwarf, just be on the safe side. Opponent now has black mana. Taking a few more hits. And what is our opponent's big drop? Trail of Crumbs. Actually flips an oven. And has another Cauldron Familiar, so we might be here for a while. So Torbran is probably not a good idea at this point. But we'll start playing more dwarves. Yeah, that's a shame. That said, we are gonna flip the Scorched Bitter, so there's that. Then, for good measure, let's play this because I'm definitely playing Torbran next turn. So the good news is we can now block the Elk Familiar. Opponent's gonna go off on his combo. Oh, he didn't. Oh wait, no, he still has an extra food. I probably would have sacked it anyway. But he does have Trail of Crumbs. This is actually a very good combo. I'm just not eager to... He could sack that again, so he's pushing us down. After... So kind of... Well, I feel like he could have done that next turn. Well, depends on... Well, he can't play this, so he will have 5 mana. He's not in Nissa range. Murderous Rider takes out the... Gets himself another cat. That... So we lose 1 dwarf, but I guess that's fine. Am I willing to trade? Here's the thing. Because he has the oven up and running. Oh, he's not even offering the trade. Okay, so play Dwarven Mine. So I'm gonna play Torbran. Yeah, this is the downside of this. We have a good number of 1-drops because we're playing these guys, but we end up hitting a lot. End up hitting these 1-drops. Did I not play it? Oh, I think I chose not to play it. Oops. So I can swing this one. I hit for... So this is a 3/5/5 tree. You know what? Let's go for it. Torbran makes all of these quite lethal. So he blocks that. Yeah, probably should block that. Might as well just block that one. He can block the with the goose. It wipes out his entire board more or less except for 1 cat. It also gives us the option of if we cast shot, well, probably next turn, we can use it to buy back shock or 7 dwarves. No, just shock. I forgot. It's just some... And our opponent could replay the Murderous Rider. I guess that's fine. So he'll probably just, yeah, play Cauldron Familiar now. Dig for another permanent. The fact that it's a permanent means... Okay, Vraska, so he's safe. These guys are not, so I'm gonna... Okay, but he's going all... But I'm cashing them all out. Still not convinced that we will make... Oh, he did have the Oko. And he flips up a Once Upon a Time. So... Somehow I feel like they can't... No, I am going to run a deck that has Once Upon a Time in it, so... All is kind of fair.
Let's broaden your existence.
If he attacks with the Cauldron Familiar, I just chump block. Okay. Oh, he got skewer. So... Okay, let's say I tap... No, because I have to hit him. Okay, let's just say I... Because I can cast for one, still have Chandra left over. Or I can just cast a Chandra now, then just cast Skewer later on. Okay, let's just do that. We might flip up a dwarf. Oh, we flip. Oh, he did flip up a dwarf. Oh, don't click decline. That's what happened last time.
Living in a monastery full of firebrands?
So...
It's awesome.
Yes. Because of the way I cast it, if I -2, it's automatically shock. I could use it. Well, he's only down 1 green mana, so that's an issue. So let's just see. Okay, if I just swing with everything, this could become a problem. Especially, he could just turn the oven into something. So that's it.
These little guys are great.
So I'm actually gonna leave these dwarves behind. Send this dwarf in. Send this dwarf in. Okay, he's gonna chump block. Need 1 cat. Yeah, I probably should put some blast zones here. Snipe could boost at least. But our opponent is now digging for another green source. He's trying to get the Wicked Wolf live. Okay, he's got the Fabled Passage. So he can actually sack Cauldron Familiar, eat one of my dwarves, I guess. Yeah, this is not turning out that well, but I'm willing to give this one a bit of a shot. That said, if all I see are okay, he didn't.
I think that merriment is
No, he made the food token because he's going. Oh, he's got another oven too. Yeah, set it. I guess Gold Gary is also a good option. I won't be surprised. So he has to eat the food. Yeah, and Trail of Crumbs is a good combo too, actually. So, but he did have 12. Well, having 12 1-drops is not a bad idea, especially if you're playing Once Upon a Time. And this is actually a very good deck. We could copy it, but I think we're kind of sick of seeing this instant. He even got the other cat. So there we go. Yeah, and to think he was stuck on 1 mana for a long time. So now he can chump block 2 creatures and have multiple ovens to go with it. I guess I'll just cast Slay Fire first. And we get, yeah, Scorch Bitter. So what I can do is I can actually hold these back and just hope for more direct damage. Which does mean if I... Yeah. So probably casting Slaying Fire Street's not such a great idea. I can just make the haste elementals just to force our opponent to actually swing.
I brought company.
So he blocks with 2 damage will get through. I need enough blockers. Yeah, that might be okay, but no, he sacks. Nah, that's good game. I'm not kidding anyone. Oh, he actually sacked the wolf. But it didn't matter. Our opponent would just have to get enough activations. He had cats waiting on the line. So we'll give that one a try again. I guess what happened was we did hit some of our drops, but our opponent hit better drops. Once upon a time, very good in this format. Surprised they didn't ban that one. It's like a free 1-drop, and if you can control what the 1-drop is, all the more power to you. That said, we will get free skewers for days, so and it's an innkeeper, so we can actually kind of trade. And based on the colors, we know it's green-white. We have 3 Scorch Bitters, so we're willing to sacrifice some of them. So, opponent probably does the adventure half of Lovestruck Beast. If he attacks, I just take because I really need to hit for 1 because I know my next land's gonna come in and play tap. Oh. Now, because he cast the flower half, yeah, it doesn't quite work with split cards. Yeah, you don't get the total CMC of 7. Let's get another Edgewall Innkeeper though. And I said I was not gonna block, and I ran of my word. Okay, we're not too troubled with that mana. He's gonna take. Oh, he's gonna block. That's fine. That's actually the plan. So, ping our opponent. Remember the good old days of Red Burn? Scorch Bitter. That's fine. We needed Scorch Bitter. And we're gonna hold off on the skewer because we won't get a trigger off that. In fact, this is your first spell each turn. Oh, wait. It also works in instant speed too. Well, it works in instant speed, but the problem is I don't have any 0-drop, so there's that. Actually, that's my only instant speed spell. I guess risk factor would be nice. So now our opponent is forced to gets himself a giant killer. Nice, nice. So again, I'm willing to sack the Scorch Bitter, especially. Okay, change of plans. I could just cast a skewer now. There's a chance I flip up a shock, but then again, there's also a chance I don't. I actually want to save this though. No, I'm not really saving it. Now let's swing first. Let's see what we get. So we get our damage in at least. Opponent blocks. That's a given. Ping our opponent for another 3. We get ourselves 7 dwarves. That's the plan. It's not the best plan. I can think of a lot of better plans. The Ember Hauler plan's probably much better. It's just not the same. And yeah, we can offload these dwarves now. We can offload these dwarves. We don't want to accidentally trigger this. Opponent gets Castle Arden Vale. I think he's gonna go for the 1-2 punch of Lovestruck Beast. Giant Killers. Oh, Shepherd of the Flock. What's the 1-drop? Yeah, because this is 2 mana. Fairy Guide Mother. Okay. He's gonna swing up top for 3. Technically, not doing a good job dissuading us from hitting, but I do and he gets to cast the Guide Mother. Okay, that might dissuade us. Maybe not. So we go to blockers. We're obviously going to activate this. Our opponent doesn't quite know it yet. Okay, sure. Opponent could have a giant growth to save it. So we can get our opponent down to 4. Opponent's just waiting for something big to cast. And we're actually quite in trouble here because our opponent can make tokens, though. Oh, we've gone for the Loxodon plan. Okay. Loxodon into Innkeeper. Okay, not too bad. So these get buffed. Okay. Playing the Dwarven Mine first. Now Chandra's probably just gonna hit. Take note, we have Chandra. We can use it to cast Shock. Let's see what we flip up. 7 dwarves, we are casting that. Now we have choices here. So we can take our opponent down to 4. Our opponent is going to just be forced to block with everything. I could likewise just tick her down, snipe the Innkeeper, get our opponent down to 3. Then we can just we'll end. Chandra's gonna die if we do that. We need enough chump blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Is there a way to keep Chandra alive? Technically, there is. We just. But we can't do that by taking down now.
Hey, these little guys are great.
Hold on. So I need to. Okay, so because if he I swing with this because if he does not block at all, he dies. He's gonna be forced to lose the Innkeeper. Well, he can just block with this. He'll go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll go down to 1. I don't think he wants to risk that. Let's just go for that. At least. Oops, careful. Opponent actually might have an instant. If it's the one that causes a creature to untap, it costs. Okay, he's gonna snipe the Scorched Bitters. That's planned. March. Oh, he has a March, and he can flip something. Unbreakable formation. Oh, nice, nice, nice. We get our opponent down to 2, but Chandra's definitely dead. Yeah, technically our opponent is 1 burn spell away. We've used 2 skewers, we've used 1 shock. So what do we need? No, we have to block. Nope. Yeah, we have to block. That's a given. He might have a pump spell. I can't do anything about it. I think our opponent should have gone for the kill, because now I can just take her down for shock. Or does he have the Convoke? Usually, if you're playing this color, it's Conclave Tribunal. Do you have Conclave Tribunal? Nope, opponent doesn't have Conclave Tribunal yet. Okay, so we managed to eke out the win on that one. Very solid, very solid Celestia deck. At least we got that reward. Let's do one more game of with this deck before we switch over to Green Adventure. I might. It's actually just mono Green Adventures. It's a lot of green good stuff. I'm not hinging too heavily. Well, there is a little bit of interaction here. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see. So shock. Okay, we can shock something. We can Bone Crusher something at least. So that's also another plan. So we're just basically leaving this up to take out. Oh, please don't tell me this is Simic Flash. That was my other idea. Just Gargoyle. Sure. Let's resolve it. Gets Merfolk's Secret Keep. Oh, this is Mono Blue Mill. This is interesting. Okay. Oh, we lose a lot of good stuff too. Oh well, it's what it is. You have 4 more cards. We'll see. Embret is an option here. We can just snipe the Vantress Gargoyle. I do want to use Bone Crusher Giant also. Because our opponent is probably going to play something else before playing this. Let's just do the Embret. Yeah, we're not going to flip anything, and I don't think our opponent's surprised that we're mono red at this point. So we'll pass. Drown Secrets. Okay, opponent. I'm betting that these are literally his only... Oh, he's got Witching Well. I was going to say that these should be his... That the Merfolk Secret Keeper should be his only single blue spell. So our opponent does have a mill plan, so we'll resolve that. Do I want to shock him now? No, let's not shock him. Let's see if we can land Torbrand first before we unload the shocks. So, Nether Mountain. I can just play Embret. It will dig us to one of our 1-drops. It also continues to leave up shock. Let's just do that. Let's put something on the battlefield. There, Scorch Bitter, perfect. So we start landing a good offensive engine. And that way, if our opponent decides to land the 0-4, we still... Torbrand should be enough damage. Our opponent could have Brazen Borrower to bounce him off. But so far, it looks like there's no penalty to get game out. Callous Dismissal on... Okay. We'll let that resolve. Oh, he also has the Apprentice. Okay. So, since he's gonna cast that, he might also cast Merfolk Secret Keeper. We're definitely shocking the Apprentice now. Yeah, say Apprentice, though an argument can also be made for the Amass token. I'll shock the Apprentice. I think our opponent's gone through about a good fourth of our deck. So we're trying to see if we can overload our opponent, sort of. Definitely casting Chandra.
Not to brag, but I'm totally the
And
best
let's see,
environment
we
to
can't cast, so we are creating 2.
Oh, they're so cute.
So we'll that will trade. This will bounce off, but we get in for 3 damage. So I think that's a start. Now our opponent has to deal with Chandra, Torbrand, ideally Torbrand. Bone Crusher will net us and actually the spells in our graveyard is not such a bad idea, because we can now cast Slaying Fire. Oh, opponent didn't do anything. Opponent's probably holding up didn't say please, so
Go get 'em, buddies.
we're gonna force our opponent to respond. I don't think he can. If he decides to crack the well, that's a big mistake. If he does nothing, I can also choose to do nothing. So it does tell me I probably should have others. Okay, let's say I make him. Probably should make him cast a didn't say please, because at least he doesn't draw 2 cards that way. So probably not Bone Crusher Giant. Let's just cast a Scorch Bitter. That's enough of a threat to make him that's enough of a threat. Okay, he did sacrifice the Witching Well. So we'll let that resolve. Actually, I think it's game over at this point. We're sure that he doesn't have anything, which means 4 damage. Into 3, 4 damage. There you go. Not bad, 2 wins. People, let's be honest. I know some people say that mono red is cheap, but I'd rather have cheap wins over really expensive wins like with Oko and whatnot. Anyway, that's enough with that. We're gonna go to our next. We're gonna go to our next deck. So just do a quick pause. We'll be there shortly. And we're back. So we now have a different deck up here. So we'll give you guys a quick look see. So we saw in that one game how Once Upon a Time digs very well. Now this is a mono green build, so don't expect. So we're not expecting too many broken shenanigans. But that said, here are our choice 1 drops basically: Innkeeper, Goose, Grazer. Actually, now that I think of it, I made a mistake here. I don't think Innkeeper is great if our only adventure is the Garenbrig Carver. We probably should add something else here. Hold on. It's near the end. Beanstalk Giants. Okay. So we're actually gonna cut. Let's cut the Vivian. Let's keep this one. Also, this will dig out some of our big stuff here. So cut the Vivian. Cut 1 Yorvo. God Eternal Ronus comes out of nowhere, and it's something that we can constantly cast. We'll cut 1 Arboreal Grazer. We'll also cut... Probably... We'll cut 1 Giant. So, okay. So a bit of a mistake there. So that's it. So we will edit this list a bit shortly. That said, here's what we got. These are our choice 1 drops. Edgewall Innkeeper. We only got 7 shots with this, but we don't need too many of it. Our main goal is pretty much to accelerate to a good 4-drop like Questing Beast or Wicked Wolf, or we can accelerate to Vivian. Actually, we do have a few slots here, so we will add 1 more Giant. We should also, yeah, so we definitely want to craft that. I originally had a set of Rose-Torn Acolytes, but now I think the correct answer is just a set of Curious Pairs. And so we can cut the Yorvo here. We'll add a Curious Pair. Actually, no, it's not Curious Pair. What was that green advent? Because I originally had Rose-Torn Acolyte, but that doesn't really help us at all. It only helps on the comeback. It's a shame we can't get Flaxen. That would have been way too good, let's be honest. So in terms of adventures, green is kind of lacking. We do have ways to interact with... Well, we can also just do 2 Unveil Tree Folk. Though this is horrible as a 4. Oakham Ranger. Well, we're kind of mono green anyway, so why not? This gives us some, and also when we cast this, we get multiple options here. Let's just put 1 copy of that. Why not? Wandermere, probably not. Garenbrig Squire is a bit on the weak side. It's really the Innkeeper that's the good one here. That said, yeah, we're trying to hit into 4s. Yeah, I think actually the correct one's Curious Pair. We really need that food. Yeah, we're trying to run into Wicked Wolf. That's kind of the main plan. An argument can be made for having shifting Ceratops, especially in a format with lots of Oko. We'll give this one a shot. It should be relatively fine. I didn't fill out the sideboard because I can't think of any other good cards here. So yeah, we probably should copy that list. And we'll and we'll give this one a quick shot. I won't be surprised if it turns out that this is a huge bust. So probably have another deck ready after that. Sometimes it's when it's discovering that nope, your actual plans don't quite work. So being ready to fix that is important. Okay. Oh, that, save that. Definitely keeping this. Definitely playing the goose first. We got nothing else to play after that. We'll fix that stream pop out. Actually, no, we just need to update it here. The quirks of having to work with Now that said, since we don't have anything to actually accelerate into, we can actually just swing for 2. When it actually gets that, so he will get the goose. Oh, Pelt Collector, so this is the Gruul build. Remember that you can cast this at instant speed, so there is something to it. We might just play Paradise Druid. Opponent tries to swing in, we can catch him by surprise with the Carver. We can get ourselves something from there. Oh, he's got the Questing Beast. Definitely want to have the Paradise Druid on ready. Unfortunately, we already cast the goose, so no Once Upon a Time for us. Let's see if we can get... Okay, got ourselves another goose. That's good. Remember, we need to keep this one alive because we know we're about to get hit by a Questing Beast. Might be a while though. That actually does give us some time to... Oh, he's got the trifecta. Makes me wish I had Flame Sweep. Is he going for the haste? Oh, he's gone for the haste. No blocks. We'll take it. So we'll wait. So depending on what our opponent drops. Okay, if he's going for the haste plan, he might get greedy. He might cast Gruul Spellbreaker. Okay. Oh, he's just going to cast that. So let's just do it on the goose. It's the... Okay, hit ourselves yet another goose. So we can technically chump block. Wait, does our opponent have removal? Okay, past the blockers. He might have a way to remove this goose, so... It is what it is. I think... Can we take 6 damage safely? No, I don't think so. Opponent probably has... He probably has Collision Colossus, so that would be a big bummer. Can't do anything about that. There you go. He's got his own one. So... Yeah, place at a Pelt Collector. Ah, yes. That's how... No, this is really how you control. You just spend your good 2 drops. So we're gonna take a really huge chunk of damage here. Unless... Hold on. This makes it a 6-4. Okay. Bad news is, because of the pump, it does make all of these guys bigger. And because of that, well, we know our opponent's 1 mana shy, so we can just cast a Carver to start blocking these guys. It's also 4 mana. And we do have 2 mana backup. We're the ones who don't want to see 1-drops. But we do have Once Upon a Time left up, so I guess we can... Well, a Grazer might not be too bad, I suppose. Yeah, now our opponent is 1 turn away from Questing Beast, but we might have no choice. We might really have to chump a Pelt Collector. Or not. Tommy's Ambush. Is he? Yeah, he's out the Pelt Collector. See, he literally dug all 4 of them. Good job. Kind of want to do this deck, but I really only have 1 Pelt Collector. I guess I could just make 3 more. So that said, let's go to blocks first. Definitely have to chump this. probably have to chunk this. We go down to 5. Might as well cast. But we're not gonna win this one. Opponent got simply way too aggressive a start. The mono red deck's probably a lot better. And yeah, these are all low drops. We don't really want any of these. Yay. Yeah, we got quite unlucky here. And we'll give this like another shot. But it's kind of writing on the wall at this point. That's our point. That's the problem with having a bunch of big stuff. If you're and having too much little stuff, our opponent did it a lot better. We'll just concede here. We're better off with the mono red deck against this kind of deck. Is there a home for this kind of deck? Probably need to have 2 colors. We'll give it one more shot, and if it doesn't work, we'll edit it to add another color. On the bright side, I did cast enough green to start hitting my quests. Okay, this is a much better one. We do get Once Upon a Time, so we will get multiple 1-drops this time. I'm actually more concerned when the opponent mulligans, because it means they have an aggressive strategy. So definitely play this one first. Play the Once Upon a Time. So we're getting it. We're gonna. That was fast, but we know we're gonna unload all our lands more or less, and our plan would be to dig out for one of the bigger drops. Well, you know what? I'll take it. It's not easy winning nowadays in the meta like this. But I'm gonna go for it. So we still have our Once Upon a Time. We can go Once Upon a Time into Curious Pair. You remember, I think this is just literally a one-off. Yeah, we have to anyway, because we need this Once Upon a Time to dig for something big. Curious Pair gives us some ammunition in case we hit the Wicked Wolf. Our Boreal Grazer is actually a very nice hit. I'm actually tempted to cut some of the Paradise Druids for it. That said, it's really horrible late. Okay, there's an Innkeeper. I'll take that. That's actually a good pickup considering our next drop. And yeah, we need something big. Let's go for the Carver. So next turn, we probably just play the Curious Pair. We dig up another 1-drop. Draw a card. Actually, the draw card part is the most important one. Overwhelmed. Okay, this is mill again. It's looking like everyone defaults to mill. I don't blame you for defaulting to mill. The mill Doronas. Okay, that's probably a good reason to have mill. So what's our plan? Do we go Paradise Druid, or actually I'll just go Curious Pair. We need something big. We got ourselves another Innkeeper, so it's actually quite tempting. I could just cast the other Innkeeper now, but I think drawing one card at a time is much better. I don't want to draw. I'd rather just wait for our opponent to try to remove it. Okay, there's the Grazer. So we do get to play our land. Get a Beanstalk Giant, which is good. Not swinging with that one. So, yep, you can see why Lucky Clover is not on the list. So, one's going for Anticipate, so probably going for a Secret Keeper. There you go, Secret Keeper. Yeah, we really wish we were the mono red aggro this time. That said, I can do Paradise Druid into Innkeeper next turn. Probably it's kind of subpar though. I can also just swing with Okay, there's our Wicked Wolf, but we're missing one. We're missing 1 mana. I can swing with everything and hope for Grand Brick Carver to hit. Actually, no. This is... Let's bide our time. Another Innkeeper. Guess how many cards we're gonna draw later? Probably too many. That said, this is not... This doesn't look like this doesn't look explosive quite yet. And at the very least, we're one mana away from... We're at least 1 mana safe because Blast Zone is live at 4 lands. Yeah, Blast Zone's a really good... Blast Zone's actually a really good plan considering everyone's pretty much playing 1-drops here. Going for the Secret Keeper here. Okay, he's going for the aggressive mill plan. But he's gonna sacrifice... I think he's also just gonna play these 4. Which is fine. Which means I can Wicked Wolf... Oh, he didn't cast either. Counterspell. Quench is a possibility. So the correct play is actually just this. So the correct play is to actually just swing with everything here. If he has the Quench, Garenbrig... He doesn't have the Quench if he's blocking the Curious Parrot. That does not make sense. Or he doesn't know I have a Garen... He's literally taking it like a champ. I kind of want... So here's the thing. I have only 2 Beanstalk Giants, but this is not my late game plan. I'm going to cast 1 now. See what our opponent actually has. He has to have a spell at this point. He does have the Quench. You know what? That's fine. Quench into Secret Keeper. That's kind of fine, I guess. We do get to cast ourselves a Gilded Goose, so that's something. I'm just waiting for him to unload. He's probably gonna not necessarily pretend. He might actually have to do it. Okay. So we're down to half our deck. He's not really taking advantage of... Well... Okay, at least I don't have to worry about drawing out with 4 Secret Keepers. That said, if our opponents just do... In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... We have 5 mana. 6 mana. He could have didn't say please, in which case, that's it. You know what? So swing with this one. Okay. If I go for the Garenbrig Carver, I can Arcbow Ranger or Wicked Wolf. You know what? Let's go for the Carver. Let's force him to use that didn't say please now. It gets us a 1-drop. Because with Arcbow Ranger, Thought Collapse, that also counts. So, guess what we're gonna dig up with Vivian Arcbow Ranger? Oh yeah, I never talked about our sideboard, didn't we? Quench, so... This is actually weird. Because if I let that counter decline, the Thought Collapse doesn't mill me cards. So... And I still get the Gilded Goose. And we play the Arcbow Ranger now. Sacrifice the pagan token. We're definitely going +1 here.
I have survived Nico Bolas, and I will survive you.
Because the plan here now is -5. Because the plan here is simple. -5, shifting Ceratops. It's basically the one tech I've had for Mono Blue. And Apprentice, yeah, he's... I still have like 24 cards. Okay, that's fine. So we actually have the mana to cast. Okay, cast the Ceratops. Give it haste. No need to give it trample because I don't think he's not gonna have anything that can block it. He might be tempted to start just casting a bunch of these. Okay, he's not. I actually have a set of these. I probably should put one main
I'm not
main
sure
deck.
you can handle what I have planned.
And this will dig me up a 3-drop. He could choose to counter the 3. Okay, Paradise Druid. He's probably going to counter this instead, which I'm quite fine with. We're cutting it quite close, but we should be able to punch through for enough damage. Alright. Didn't say please. Sure. I can cast Once Upon a Time to dig for some Overwhelmed Apprentice. This is actually gonna cut us a bit close. Oh, that's our questing beast. It's actually gonna cut quite close because I need to swing with this one, and actually need to swing with Paradise Druid too. You know what? That's fine. And you lose a Wicked Wolf. We actually have a Wicked Wolf on storage. I can't. Shoot, I needed that. You know what? I'm actually fine with letting these die because that means 8 damage gets through. Okay, so not all of them are gonna die. But I get through for 6 damage, so that's fine. And I take out one of these guys. Then that leaves up Paradise Druid or Once Upon a Time. I kind of want to just cast a Paradise Druid just to ensure 5, 7, 8. I think I have enough damage through. Yeah, we'll just wait till end of turn. Opponent knows that holding these guys up is... He can't hold up a wall now. So he's going for the Sage's Road. Oh, that's another good way to mill. Okay, so now we'll get first crack at it. So this takes out... Yeah, we're not dying to life, so we might as well just go for that. Hit the Gilded Goose. Probably should have just let him mill first. And Once Upon a Time... Garenberg Carver is a good hit, actually. There. So it doesn't want to cast that. Probably. So we're down to 11, down to 9. That said, 5, 6, 7. Because I'm just basically gonna just buff. Okay, Wicked Wolf's not part of the plan, so hold on. 5. We can block 1, 2, 3. I can just cast Wicked Wolf to kill this one just to be safe. Let's play it safe. Oh, we literally have nothing left. It's all lands. So I need to play it safe. I need to take out the Sage's Road Denizen. So it's a question if our opponent can draw. Okay, he can play Sage's Road Denizen. Nope, it's Anticipate. So he can dig for a Sage's Road Denizen. Well, not with this one. Oh, he did find a 1-drop. Okay. Takes us down to 6. So he's hoping to hit Sage's Road. Takes us down to 4, takes us down to 2. Actually, that's... Okay, so we're down to lands. He's filtering this out to make sure he hits Sage's Row. Okay, I think he found it. Anticipate again, so he didn't find it. Yeah, taking out the Sage's Roll was the security. Let's resolve. So our opponent really did their best to mill us. I did see a drowned secret somewhere in the deck also. That would have helped him more. So this was very close, probably too close for my comfort. I guess we'll do one more game. We'll see if we can. Okay, nice to finish that. I guess we'll do one more game with the Adventure Cascade, see if we can get through. We did promise like three games. No, this would be our 4th game already. And if I don't win with this one, we'll just do we'll just go back to the mono red. It might be a while though. So good opening. Once upon a time to get us something, then we can play Grazer, we can play Goose. Well, not Goose, but we can definitely play Grazer. That said, so Once Upon a Time has to dig for something big. Okay, definitely rating that one. Yeah, definitely keeping this one. Sure, it's for... Okay, opponent is going for the mono red plan. He's gonna find nothing. Now, do I want to draw first or just... I kind of want to draw first. It's usually... Oh, wait, no. I kind of want to draw first because it doesn't really matter anyway. We're not... I guess we can actually hit a good one drop. Let's draw first. Let's... We did hit our innkeeper, so that's something. And... Okay, fine. We got ourselves another innkeeper. Yeah, we were kind of hoping for a 2-drop, but... yeah, that's not gonna find anything. He's probably noticed that we're mono green at this point, especially if I'm playing Grazer. I'm actually gonna swing with the innkeeper. So next turn we definitely... So the nice thing is we can block this one. We've already triggered light up the stage already, so... You know, that's interesting. I never do a light up the stage in the... Okay, Mask of Immolation. That's a good pickup. Could use it to snipe the innkeeper, which I'm not too sad for. So he gets himself land and robber, so he's gonna miss the robber. Okay, got Grim Initiate, so... Yeah, this is the other plan. This is probably Cavalcade for sure. So, that said, yeah, whole lot of nothing. Can't swing because of Grim Initiate. Kinda wish it wasn't Arboreal Grazer. Okay, so we're gonna lay all our geese out in a row. Nice thing about this is that it means we do have backups to our backup. Also means that Robber of the Rich is stealing nothing. We're poor. We're card poor. Opponent's... I would not be surprised if our opponent played Cavalcade, sacrificed the Robber. It's not like he's going to do anything at this point. Oh, he's going for the Robber. So he's got Shock. So that will take out one Goose. Okay, that's fine. This has haste, so he swings with everything. Oh, he's swinging with nothing. That's fine too. I am going to hit... Ah, shoot, I saw the questing beast. Well, that said, our Wicked Wolf is not gonna die easily. I'm going to definitely hit... Definitely gonna hit Robber. If he decides to sack the Mask of Immolation, I will just sack a food token at this point. Okay, he's thinking about it. I am happy if he wipes out his entire board just to try and kill my wolf. Yeah, he thought better of it. 3 food tokens. You really could use some card draw though. Crusher Giant, yeah. I was the one who wanted to do that. He finally hits a Cavalcade. That's the one thing I want to do. It's just I'm concerned I would hit a lot of other 1-drops, so that was the scary part. That said, at least these two can contend with each other. I am willing to trade my innkeepers off. Okay, or I'm willing to do nothing. Oh, questing piece. And it's a good thing I managed to get a second one. Paradise Druids, kinda okay. I don't think I really have any tree drops outside of Rose Torn Acolyte. I think that's why I put them. That's another reason I put them there. So let's go to combat. I'm definitely swinging with Questing Beast. I am also swinging with Wicked Wolf because now I know our opponent has to use Bone Crusher Giant to block Questing Beast. And I am willing to throw my innkeepers away at this point. This one can't be helped. I wish I had the Guard with Fire, but I don't. Let's not play the forest. I don't see a reason to. At most, it just lets me make another food token. I guess that's not a bad plan, considering that's pretty much how we're gonna die. Take a whole load of damage. Yeah, we need another big drop. Ronas would be devastating. I would love that. Oh, except I milled Ronas in the last game. Once Upon a Time's not too bad either. Going for the Cavalcade plan. Another Wicked Wolf would be nice. Start sniping some of these. Oh, it's got another Scorch Spitter. Okay, so 3. So we're taking 2, 4, 6, 8. We'll take 10 damage right off the bat. We need to start sacking food tokens for life. Which also means that we probably should start playing our lands out. No point on making another food token here. Yeah, it's... I need to encourage our opponent to well, start giving up his creatures. So we have the mana to produce 2 food tokens and eat 1. So, yep, still no loss. My concern is I think he's just waiting for a massive cavalcades before he swings for that attack. Chandra Spitfire. Well, thank goodness we have our Boreal Grazer to block. What did he hit? Torch Courier. Oh, I can give it haste now. So let's remember, we need that Grazer alive. So my plan is to snipe Scorch Bitters. Yeah, I have the mana to chump block and chump to make 2 food tokens and eat 1. And chump along the way. Yeah, he's doing the math. I almost said math, I don't know why. So this is 8. Okay, he passed. So it's not ready yet, so let's start building up our engine. Should I hold back? Probably not. So basically we need to start buffing our life total as we go along. Probably not gonna have enough blockers for all this. Just maybe enough to weather the first hit. So pretty much our plan is just to keep whittling down our opponent. I'm surprised our opponent hasn't just blocked with the mask and pinged us for 1. It would have given him the freedom to move the mask around. Okay, did he draw the Torbrand? He was waiting for Torbrand. Hold on, let's do the match. Oh wait. And no, these are multiple triggers. Yeah, that's good game. Because this is like what? 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 times 2. And I don't have enough mana to sack all of these. Yeah, that's really good game. So, yep, no luck with this one. I guess I'll go back to the mono red deck for a while. Yeah, Cavalcade works if everything falls in a row. Yeah, the problem with it's really much better if you can keep your casting costs on the lower end. I'll be honest, I won't be surprised if when you guys try to rebuild this, it's not with yeah, I wish there's a way to view all decks by one person. It's kind okay. Nope, yeah, I'm having a hard time. Yeah, it's hard for me to find decks, so I'm gonna have to actually keep. Okay, found it. Up, too far. Okay, there you go. Stream pop out. Yeah, we're gonna go back to this. We're gonna go back to this deck for a while. So let's hit play. The dwarves is probably the weird part of this plan, but at least it's kind of consistent. I personally would prefer more Ember Haulers. Shield Breaker's not a bad idea though. At least we hit Torbrand. We really need two more lands running. At least 7 dwarves can hit us either shock or a scorch bitter, so that's a. I guess I don't have to play another game at this point. Well, thank you very much for that one. So there you go. Got all. So that's it. Not interesting, but not exactly my favorite. Not exactly my favorite special format, but I'm okay with it. It's not too bad. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. It's gonna be while I'm gonna be a bit more busy, and I'm gonna try to focus more on Magic content. Memory's not bad. It reminds me, I actually, and you do have Vault Progress. Let's open that up too. That said, I do have a little something special, only because I find it interesting. It's a bonus video. Please do check it out. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, and God bless. Have a great weekend, everyone.